POW here. I wanted to talk about more about astrology, how I feel it's crunch time because of the Mars factor, and I'm the Mars person. And do you think we're going to survive through this time? I mean, people are ultra sensitive right now. I don't know about you, but it's a beautiful thing because it's trining to Saturn in the sky. It's trining for everybody. It's like, oh, wise moves there, Mama, who's ultra sensitive. Boy, something on your nerves? She's like, yes. And see, if you don't treat your nerves better, you're going to get what is called. I tried to explain this as inflammation, but see, the monetary system. The reason why it's there. Well, you can think that somebody's achieving a civilization all of their own. And do you have any ideas of your own? And it's like this: they're going to ride your nerves um, until you figure it out. Right? They're capitalizing on your disease. When you haven't even an inkling, like, you know what? I think I need to seek a master. They're like, come on over here to church. And why do you even need that thought? Because you forgot something going on, and now you need to learn something, and somebody is going to tell you something, but are they going to tell you the right thing? Are they going to say, but by the way, you don't know, you're living in a cuckoo's nest, all of it's a lie, you need to go and find God? That's why Jesus was here. I mean, she flipped the tax table. She's like, why do you need money? We have creative lives. And I think it was weird, but somebody was doing something with something. And we're not saying that it's a bad thing, but how do we stay in contact with, say, okay, so you want to break off and do that kind of civilization? Try not to use human flesh too much for whatever a fantasy that you're running there. And then women comes into mind because isn't the one that has children between the two, men and women have children. Am I going to get chased by a mob just by saying the facts? I don't know. That's weird. I mean, I keep saying that, but I don't really care. This is not what I wanted to talk about, but we are having an eclipse that involves the Aries and Libra axis again. After we had this eclipse the same time, there's the it's conjunct Neptune, babes. Neptune is like the spiritual one. It's trying to make us see something way beyond our capacity. Um, to take in the feed, man. It's like, don't you know the feed is already here? God is already here. That's what people are beginning to be able to say. See, there's a way to be able to say the facts, like math itself, but in words, it's a different thing. It's not just looking at particulate matter like the lizard population. They love counting. Count Dracula. One, two, three, four, five. It's like, you keep starting from one. You know what I mean? God. So let's go back to the wave math, which includes maybe we have to say something. We have to write it down. There's all kinds of different symbols. There's when you make a wave, it doesn't something have to spill this way. So you have the shape of the cup, a U bucket. And then, yeah, the O says, no, this is a forever, like, passage that goes forever. It's not just like looking like a hole. And don't mind the word O and the word hole. It's not a coincidence there. I mean, it's only coincidental if you don't think that the round circle is looking like, it's basically, you could say it's a hole, but then no, it's a fact that it's the symbol of infinity. It's a circle. If you don't think it's like more of a shape that we could say, well, it's circular. It's a 360-degree angle that says it goes on forever, more than just an O, whatever an O is. I don't know, man. See, there's a way to look into it and say, no, actually, it's a symbol that suggests that if you start at one point and you come back and you go with it, you'll come right back. Not only that, any place that you go on that circle is always point blank zero aligned to its center. Now, I would say that the O is God. Not that the O is found in the word God, not at all. I'm just a drunk here. And sometimes things line up. I got lucky right there. But anyway, back to, and it's that easy, kids. Go out and play. I'm working on something here, man. There's a fucking problem. Did you notice it? And I found the solution. I promise. There's a promise found in the real scripture that is meant that if you do not bother to keep your vowels capitalized, not even you will be able to see the flows and ebbs of the laws of physics within your language that was forced upon you basically from a benevolent presence that lives in outer space called, well, it's the English alphabet. There's a reason why that every nation has to learn it. It's weird, right? You know, I smile really big because I know me. I'm really observant, and I love seeing the stone cold. The Oriental people, the Chinese people. I mean, they look like that. You know that they have a beautiful culture that comes with a whole different language, right? But no, there's some of them that speak more clear English than I do. You know, and I just love seeing it. That's so interesting. And so, but there's a reason for that. If you would like to know, I'm probably gonna expose it, but I need to slow down and start slowing down the whole process of evolution because money. I have to pay a fucking small bill, and that's how terribly it's operating. It has everybody hung on this web. It's like, no, you have to move. No, no, because over here I have to move, and I'm here too. And actually, would you people learn how to fucking live? Especially if there's money there. In case it was the key to us living, you people have missed it. But the language is here already, and I'm catching on to it. That okay, so there's the word change in the monetary system of communicating, right? Change. You need change. You need any change for that, or whatever. Um, but I am racking my brain. To tell you the truth, I don't think anybody is thinking this deeply about it and even dares to expose, well, do we even need it? And the answer is a big no. See, and you'll never hear it probably anywhere else that says, no, money is what happens to a people and or possible civilization when they've lost their ass to the enemy. They've been ripped out of, probably was violent, but then they were reformed. Maybe but they were robbed of their own spiritual belongings. Their intellectual properties were taken away. That's what happens and so when that happens, then they fall for the money thing. See, something of their leader, right? If they were more hip, like say if there was a Jesus Christ, and she says, "This is all mine, by the way, and nothing dies here. You don't die. So what are you gonna do now? You're gonna put a dime on this kind of thing, huh? I hope you're not like mining ore, metal, like to put like you want to put a dime on something that doesn't die, like say, because okay, what's the example of something that dies? Because you people seem to not know, but let's point at water. Let's point at the O again, the recycling thing. Water. We found out it's caught up in a thing that it's circular, but there are primary waters, and that same thing is happening underwater. We have primary wells that never dry up. They will never dry up. We can sit here and talk about the ocean drying up as much as you want, but that fucking thing, we haven't seen it yet. I don't doubt that it can. I don't doubt that it can. But we just haven't seen it yet. We have primary wells here, and also the same as with oil. It never dries up. But now, are you going to hook a metal ore up into, you're going to try and match it drop for drop. Here, dime, drop, dime, drop. Woo! Woo, 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 woo. Now, I think you should, you're playing a funny game that God is starting to laugh at you now. And like, excuse me, you're going to fucking hollow your cells out completely, making absolutely no sense to your fucking cells at all. So. Hi, Alan Watts. Thank you for giving me that concept. Read the book. Um, This is It by Alan Watts. In fact, if you're watching this and you've never heard me try to turn you on to the speaker, Alan Watts, you should give him a try. Particularly, just listen to what his take is on Zen Buddhism and other things. Just the best way to listen to it is right before you go to bed. If you really need a storyteller, a soothsayer, he is a good one also. He will begin to probably poke at some things that you were thinking like, well, dang, that's if anything, it's yeah, just check it out. I love turning people on to Alan Watts because I can't believe that people don't know about that person because now I can just capitalize on everything that he said. No, really, no, it helps to be an original person, but see, nobody is really an original person. See, original means that you found it on your own. You found the simple truth that everybody can find. It's not a fucking mystery on your own. How do you like that, man? I am. See, this is me for the next year. I have an intense aspect with the Mars. I'm a Mars world person, so but in the sky, the sensitive mama there at 11 degrees, trining my Jupiter. It's a very sneaky Jupiter that I have. It's the most creative part of me. I'm a very spiritual person. In fact, I'm a spiritual leader. Having said that, no, I have my troubles with See, I like to drink a lot of wine. But I haven't been through anything, so you can guarantee I know nothing about real life. Nothing. So I'm clean as a whistle. I'm about as interesting as a dolly dressed up, painting their eyebrows on. Sorry. I don't have anything against them as long as they're happy. See, I'm worried about it's like, wait a minute, you're doing all this stuff, but you don't seem to have a great vibe, not to me. You seem to, it's like, why would you want to kill me? I thought you were happy. What does it have to do with me? Really? Do I really have to just end up only on social media and entertaining who? The last of the fucking population that's struggling for the breath of real air? Well, fine. Do we put a dime on that need? Good God, I am not that kind of person. I'm like, thank God this is almost over. I'm 50. Whew. And some people don't make it to 60. Hey, look at my uncle over there. He just dropped dead of an aneurysm. It's like, really? Helicopter going? That's my uncle? Why? That was my favorite one. I had 4 uncles, and he was hardly 46 when it happened, and he was the coolest one. I got to hang out with him and Joey, and nah, he, people don't know this, but the way to find out somebody's personality in a lot of ways, you would have to be an idiot not to realize that you're going to observe somebody when you get in the car with them, how they drive. And it takes a while, right? Now, a narcissist can't do this because their observation skills are zapped out. They are often left field and they don't even care to observe how you drive. They want to drive for you, in fact, because they don't have a level on like what is going on. But this is a fact, is that you can tell how a person's temperament is, I guess, and their awareness, everything, pretty much everything, by how they drive. It's important to like let your lover drive. Sure. So anyway, I'm just throwing stuff at you that I think that if we don't like re-stimulate people's ears, what if a child misses this? This would be fucking horrible. Copy and paste. The younger the better, but really, actually, there's going to be a time where, like, in 10 years, people will say, what is driving? People drive? What's that mean? Well, you can look at it, look it up. They call it driving for a reason. They don't call it, we are lollygagging today. We are actually listing back. We are now we are taking our sweet lethargic time. There isn't any kind of oomph behind it. We're not aggressive. We are receding. No, this is called driving. We are moving forth. We are pressing. Drive it in. How's your drive? So it behooves any human being, if you've been alive long enough, really, if you are, you know that, man. And usually, you're with your same people when you're comfortable with their driving. But anybody's susceptible to absolutely spacing out and then like falling asleep. And I have grabbed the wheel of some people. Now, let's get into driving and talk about Leos. In the astrological chart, the Leos, 100%, they take the cake for not knowing how to drive. You just look at it, it's like, oh God, this is a fucking Leo. Great. Why is it? Well, we can argue too that if you want to know who the most narcissistic people are, it's the fucking Leo, and then Pisces can be not really, but all of them can. But it's like the sun over there. The sun just doesn't really probably even see anything but itself over there, and that's what's ruling Leo. Anything about the sun. See, people don't know how to do astrology, but you just want to use your imagination. If you don't have that, that means that well, a healthy imagination. That means that you're not engaging with reality, outer space, where there's the truth. There's water. So people that are water signs, they are just as mysterious as the water itself that you have there. They you have to have them, right? You have to have them there. They nurture. They're very nurturing. Just start thinking about, what does water do for you? Well, those kinds of people that are ruled by water does the same thing for you. Some of them are so mysterious because water happens to be, like, we're finding it's like, oh, this thing is actually an alive being. It's intelligent. It remembers. It can gather in vibrational frequency and feed it back. It can, right? And it's the most like, sorry, I'm just rambling on. I love you guys too. And what do you think? Should I make more of these videos? While I'm see, this is what happens to me. The more creative I'm getting, it's probably I'm in more pain. It's because well, I went through a lot of pain when I was a kid. When my dad left, it was my first love. I was devastated. It just, there was circumstances beyond my control. I had to learn that I couldn't have that person. They, and also how that they weren't capable of that how that they I don't want to say this like this because I don't think it's true, but really, he never really made me feel like that I was a necessary person to be there in his life. Um, I think that the reason why well, he just moved on and he goes and finds somebody else, and he was really, he's just, I think, a class A, like, man, right? There's something happening with, we don't know how it's really supposed to be here, and we don't really know maybe a lot of things. So anyway, so I don't blame these people. I don't blame men for not being able to like handle being a father. A lot of them can't because it's a little bit unfair and unreal. You really want to be a tyrant that gets irritable because